The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble. You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have half of the usual suspects in the building. First, unusually first. He's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
I'm also running this thing.
Indeed you are, friend. Thank you for that. As for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We have a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about Aliens versus Avengers #1. So we'll be talking about that today. And we're also bringing you a review of Frankenstein #1. So we got both of those, plus whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. And we'll let you know what it is you need to do to make sure you let us know what that is in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well with you, good sir. And with that said, let's have the intern talk to you all real quick, let you know what you need to do.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
You know you want to indeed. So yeah, do what the intern told you to do, and go ahead and hit fantasticforum.live if you want. You can call in, have the coveted third spot. Look, very few opportunities to be the third member of Fantastic Forum. There's usually at least 3 of us here. So if you want to be the third member of Fantastic Forum, you can do that. Today's the day. And of course, if somebody wants to round us out to 4, you're more than welcome. But the fact of the matter is, you got Moses Magnum, you have Mayor Young. We'll hold it down in the meantime. Moses Magnum, how you feeling, man?
Well, I'm okay. A little sleepy.
Listen, I don't believe you. Like, you did not convince me at all just now.
He's not okay. Get his therapist.
It's okay.
Or his
it's okay to not be okay. No.
No, I just, I'm just sleepy, and I started working out again, so I'm sore.
Nice. Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear that 100%. Like,
pretty much took the summer off, so
right.
Time to get
back at it.
Yeah.
There it is. But before these holidays come and try to wipe it all away again.
Yeah.
Look, I hear it.
Or devastating illness.
Oh, sheesh, man. Listen, let's not wish that. Let's not speak that into existence at all, man. Like, as you take a swig of, what is that? What is that?
This is my cup.
Oh, it's your cup. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not. It won't focus. Is that Austin Powers?
No, it's from Chainsaw Man. It's basically the opening theme in a cup.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's very cool. In fact,
I got it at WonderCon.
Huzzah! Yeah, WonderCon. Good times.
I actually have a video of purchasing it.
Oh, cool.
I should upload that.
Oh, is that on the channel? Look, I thought you were getting ready to be like, the link over here, or you can go to Fantastic Forum, YouTube, and go to Shorts. I thought you were about to say something like that, but it's like, no, you just have the video, like you're hoarding it.
I was taking B-roll, and then I saw it, and I bought it, and then I started talking to the guy about his different prints and art and stuff, and and he had a bunch of other stuff, so I recorded that while I basically interviewed him without trying to, and
there it is.
That should be up there.
Okay,
I gotta find it now.
Find it, man. Find it. But okay. Well, listen, it's crazy because I can't think of the last time it's just been you and me on.
Yeah, it's rare, but it happened.
Oh yeah.
The last time I remember it was like when we were painting your apartment. Like that was that was an 8-hour show. Only nobody was streaming it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That was just for us. Just for us. There's look, that made it sound like it was an OnlyFans, but it wasn't. It wasn't, I promise. So
there was no fans, man, it was just us.
There were no fans. Only us.
It's like no fans.
But yeah. There it is. Just like the show. No, but there it is. So but as I mentioned, if you want to get down Fantastic Forum, you can also do if you don't want to be on camera, you can jump into chat. We'll take your comments out of chat and bring it into the show. So feel free to jump into Twitch chat or YouTube chat. Let us know what it is you want to talk about or what you think about what it is that we're chatting about. So yeah, man. Yeah. So it's interesting because you just mentioned WonderCon, and we got LA Comic-Con on the horizon, about a month away.
Yeah, almost 3. Yeah, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe. Yeah.
Oh no, it's not 3, 4. No, can't. Is it?
Oh well, we're on the 4th right now, so.
Yeah. So that's. I think it's like a month. I was about to say,
because on the 8th.
I'm like, it's the beginning of October. I thought I was like, it can't get much more beginning to September than we're in the 4th day. No. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'm really looking forward to checking stuff out. I'm looking into chat and I see Tiger Claw. He says, did you guys see the trailer for the Minecraft movie? I did not. I did not know that had been released. So I apologize, Tiger Claw. I don't have a take for you, but I'm sure
I can tell you.
Moses I didn't see it and I have a take. Yeah. Go for it, Bo. Give us your prophetic take.
It looks like shit. It doesn't look like the original design. Like they changed the designs.
Ooh, is it animated or is it live action? No, Tiger Claw.
He posted it on the Discord. Hey, we never. Unfortunately, we're here with Larry, and he doesn't check the Discord at all. I posted the Discord, but I'm going to go back to check, but then I don't. It's live action with CGI, so it's like that's already messed up.
See, and here's what I was going to say is that I do go to the Discord, but I need to be more diligent about it. I'm trying to create the habit where I go to our Discord every day. But unfortunately, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm working on it, so bear with me, Tiger Claw, and the rest of our audience, because he's not the first person that said to me, "Hey, do you look at the Discord?" That wasn't even a member of Fantastic Forum, because I've had other. He's like, "Yeah, look at the," and I'm like, "Oh man, okay." But trust me, it's on my to-do list in regards to habits to build, and it's not quite there yet, but it's on the list. So yeah. So live action with CG seems a little strange. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can pull up a video if we really wanted to, Bo. Your phone we can share a screen. That's definitely it's not even in focus.
It's a slow focusing lens. We'll just give it time.
Oh, is Jack Black in
it? Is he? Yeah. Oh, that bitch! I'm not watching that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh man, Mo's anti-Jack Black.
Yeah, I'm Jack White.
Who? Yeah. I think that's a different guy. But anyway.
But yeah, so it's real people in the Minecraft world. That's dumb. I don't want to see that.
I mean, I'll full disclosure. There was little chance of me seeing a Minecraft movie to begin with. No matter how good it looks, I just don't think
it's a video game movie. You have to watch it.
That doesn't mean much to me, man. I don't feel obligated to watch video game movies in the same way that I usually do with comic book movies, and I still don't even see all of them, right? So yeah. It's
Tiger Claw
basically
says
Jumanji.
Jumanji, yeah. That Tiger Claw says it's basically Jumanji.
I mean, I love Jumanji, but when Tiger Claw says that, he's talking about like new Jumanji, right? He's not talking about old Jumanji. He's talking about Kevin Hart Jumanji, not Robin Williams Jumanji.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, I like the new Jumanji too, but they're different.
Yeah, so. And I do like the new Jumanji myself as well, but definitely, I think that's the place for Kevin Hart, like where he plays somebody that's not supposed to be him, but it still sounds like him. That's
the best song. Kevin Hart roles.
Yeah.
When he's a dude playing a dude that plays another dude.
Yeah, it's like Rob Schneider in The Hot Girl.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I'm not gonna watch Minecraft. Like, I didn't play the game. So but speaking of video game movies, they released Borderlands on YouTube or something. Like, it's on every streaming medium or some shit. Like, I heard over the weekend. So what is that about?
I believe it. Hey man, they're like, listen, we need somebody to watch this movie that's gonna say good things about it. So
that
means we gotta show it to as many people as possible. Listen, you're like, no one that paid for this is gonna say anything good about it. So we gotta put it out there for free and hope somebody's like a big fan of or medium-sized fan of or friggin' outside fan of Borderlands where they're like, hey, I kind of remember that. this movie's good. I don't know, man. I feel bad, like, because it's like, I don't know. Well, actually, I shouldn't feel bad because I feel like the people that made that movie, they understood what they were all doing. They knew.
And look, and if there's because I heard there was like reshoots and shit. So if it was something where they took these decisions after the fact to make it less like the game or something, then they deserve it. Yeah,
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. Like, it always baffles me when things feel like they're really far off from the source material, because it's like, why? Like, you could have just been inspired by Borderlands as a game and make your own thing. Like, that can happen. So it's like, why, and I won't say why, because I guess I understand to a degree why you still put Borderlands on it, because that's a property with a name that, is going to draw.
Think it would get you money?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, this is what happens when it doesn't get done properly. So, go ahead.
The other thing is, I actually tried watching it on Labor Day. Sorry, Heck, I'll give you your turn. I haven't. What do they say in Congress? I haven't surrendered my time or something. But
right. No, not yet. So you were claiming your time.
Yeah, Emily and I were watching it, and we just got to the scene where he's like, the scene. It's you're too short for a stormtrooper. But he's like, there's no. So I just from that she's like, can we just watch this later? Which is actually me saying, it was me saying, you just want to watch this later? Because I was just trying to win all 3 locations to finish my chapter missions for Snap. And I got it right under the wire because I for some reason I couldn't get. I had Ultron decks, I had all this stuff, and I just couldn't get it. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna play Galactus because Galactus gives you all 3 locations as a win when you destroy all of them. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I beat that. I did all 4 of them with Galactus. It was 4 out of 4. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay attention to Borderlands when I'm trying to do this shit. And sure enough, like the next day they switched seasons. So
I would say if you want to win all 3 locations, I know when that happens, if I'm like, okay, having trouble or I feel like I have to worry, I usually try to go with the Tribunal decks.
That didn't work for me.
No?
Nah, man. I just either wasn't getting enough points or, so.
Oh, wow.
But I was also, like, I was adding it to, like my one deck that I can beef up. a lot, like one card deck and no ability decks, and I was adding the tribunal to it. So I wasn't like,
oh no, you got to go to actual tribunal deck.
Yeah, so that's I don't want to touch my decks too much because they say you could go blind.
Listen, all you need is the Iron Man Tribunal Onslaught.
Yeah,
you can put whatever else you want in a deck with those three,
and that'll do it.
That more likely than not, that'll do it. Yeah. Like I don't know what other kind you'd like to, because like you said, we're tossing Tribunal into stuff.
Yeah,
put those 3 cards into a shell that you enjoy, and that will probably do it for you. The only thing is that, well, I shouldn't say just those 3, because technically you need either a magic or a wave.
Well, I use
because
no, I was using like a Hope Wiccan combo. Dude,
if you're using Psylocke and Wiccan, you don't need either one of those I just mentioned. If you have Hope and Wiccan, like as long as those come out, you're probably good. Because
and I had like Thena also, because once you get that much, like she keeps boosting up. And
hey, Hope, Wiccan, Thena, and some ones that'll win. That should win you with those other 3 cards. That should win you 3 lanes.
I just didn't have Iron Man. I didn't think to use Iron Man, but
no, you need Iron Man, and then and then ideally Onslaught, because when you put the Iron Man and the Onslaught together, of course, but then with the tribe, like all 3 of those on one lane, is like, it's a killer, man. It's a killer. Like there are very few decks that get over that in all the lanes, because it's usually like 30 on each one. So but anyway, Hecht, you're the 3rd member of Fantastic Forum, Hecht. That feels appropriate.
Hold on,
I'm
snapping.
He said, "Hold on, I'm snapping." Hecht, Hecht, you're in our whatchamacallit, right? You're in our alliance.
I don't think so, not yet. I was going to ask you about it, but
why aren't you in our alliance, Hecht?
I haven't looked.
He's not in our. He's not in our Discord.
I'm in the Discord.
I put the thing, the invitation in there.
Yeah,
see, I haven't looked in there. Is the problem?
Yeah,
I'm in there, but I haven't.
No, I would say I feel Hecht's pretty active in the Discord personally. I was just like, but you need to join our alliance, Hecht. We can mess around. If you're playing for real, man, you might be able to help us get some of these alliance rewards finally.
I didn't know there was alliance rewards. Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, they're not good, but still. No, I'm not. We're right now. The alliance rewards are just to be able to bragging rights to be like, oh, we got those awards, but they're not good. It's just boosters, basically. They need to make them better.
It just feels good to be in a gang again.
I agree. No, I do, dude. I do like it, and I like that we can all in the alliance we can see each other's stats and stuff or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, I like it. I think I'm going to shoot to try to hit infinite this season again.
Yeah,
because I haven't for the last couple. And so,
I got to do that too. Because I stopped concentrating on. And it's weird because you don't have to concentrate on those alliance missions as much because they're just in the background and you're gonna get them,
Right.
They're just extra missions and but I keep forgetting since I was just trying to finish that one chapter before the season ended. I forgot to activate a couple of those.
Yeah.
Now I got the symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and I got that Silver Sable too on the first key.
That's awesome. See, I haven't gotten Silver Sable yet, so I'm hoping I gotta get some more keys real quick. Yeah. I mean, technically, I have enough tokens that I could just get it if I wanted to, but I think I want to get Sasquatch because there's a lot of decks that have Sasquatch in it that I'm like, I want to play that.
Yeah,
and I need Sasquatch. There are other ones you can use, but Sasquatch is what I need.
Yeah. Plus, it feels better getting them from the keys.
I barely got Nimrod last week.
Oh, Nimrod's a good card. I like Nimrod.
I got.
Did you get him in the cache in the spotlight cache?
Did I?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know he was in the last one, so it was a good.
Yeah, if it wasn't like that, it was just in the lineup when you level up.
Oh, okay,
I'm pretty sure it was the spotlight.
Okay, but yeah, no, Nimrod's a good card, man. Like if you like destroy decks, you're gonna enjoy that Nimrod.
I'm using him. I'm using him in a deck with what's his name?
Atuma?
I use him all the time. Huh?
Atuma? Atuma?
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. What's his name? The other one, the robot dude.
Oh, you're talking about Deathlock.
No.
Oh.
Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
Is it a destroy card? Like a card that destroys
something? It destroys a card, but then it puts a copy of them in the other two locations.
Yeah, Nimrod does that. Yeah.
Oh, no, but he's talking about Zola.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
I'm in Zola.
Yeah.
And the whole point is to get Venom into the other two spots. Yeah. But if I can't get Venom, I'll use Nimrod.
So here's what I like to do. I like to get this works especially if they play Magic. I'll do on turn 6. I'll do on turn 5. I'll put Nimrod. On turn 6, I'll put Venom on one, whichever one's gonna give him more points, and then on a random one or an empty one, I'll put Carnage together, and then by turn 7. I'll do it on the Venom will be by himself, and then I'll just Arnim Zola the Venom, and man, I can see the look on these people's faces. I'm sure there's probably a video of me doing that in one of these shorts or YouTube, but yeah, I could just imagine the look on their faces when it's like the whole board just gets filled up with Nimrods, and I'm what a Nimrod!
Yeah, man.
Okay, I applied for your alliance.
Huzzah.
I haven't messed with a Tuma at all. But I probably should. Especially in my destroy deck. My shit is so outdated. But I still keep winning, so I don't modify them. You know.
Yeah, hey, listen. If it works, it works.
Yeah, there's whole cards I haven't played with at all. Was it US Agent? I haven't touched them at all. Oh man, I kind of like this. It's just like an assault on the wound type of thing. With the US Agent, so it's I like that for videos.
Man. No, I'm just saying Atuma. They changed Atuma now so that instead of him blowing up, he destroys the weakest thing.
Yeah,
and so a lot of folks are using it to a lot of people use it with Nimrod. You'll put Atuma down and then they'll put Nimrod there next.
Yeah, I actually got my ass handed to me by something like that. It was a Tuma in the center, and then every they just played on the sides, and he keeps throwing all these, all these Nimrods. But I didn't film that. I just for some reason I forgot to film it.
Of course, there it is. Of course, it happens. So, Hecht, man, what did you call in to talk about, friend?
No, I just called in.
Nice.
You guys look lonely.
Yeah.
Look, there it is. We're so lonely.
What drop is a Tuma? Because I'm trying to.
You said which what?
What drop is a Tuma? What's a?
Oh, what power is he or what energy? It's 4, right?
Yeah, I believe it's 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have that one or not. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Hey, I do.
There you go. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you can drop a Tuma, then you could put Nimrod right there, and because Nimrod costs less, if it's the only card there, this is an empty lane ideally. So Tuma first, then drop Nimrod, then it'll split right then and there at the end of that turn, and then you can still do your Venom Carnage thing if you want to do that, or if the other lane is empty, you can always do your Arnim Zola. Shoot. Technically, you might be able to.
I didn't.
What?
Technically, what?
No, I was gonna say technically you might even be able to. You might be able to Arnim Zola the Atuma.
Oh man!
And then And then it can split the joints at the end too. So like it'll be putting like 2, 2, 2, 2. So yeah, like I haven't seen that yet, but that I think like, theoretically that should work.
You might be able to just not play any cards up
except
until,
for Atuma. Yeah, 4, 5, 6.
Atuma, Nimrod, and Arnhem's. Yeah. I'm gonna do that shit. I'm a
yeah, that might work. It might work. I was just like, oh man, I haven't seen that yet, but that might work. I don't know. Yeah. Could you? But I love games like that where it's like literally like you only play like 3 cards and that's it, and it's like you win and cats are just like, what in the world?
Like you could funny, even, man. You can even play the. Yeah, it's gonna be so great.
All for the alliance reward of a border for a card.
Yeah,
I know, right? Exactly. Anyway.
Although today I was playing a border. I was playing a Shana the She-Devil, and I had put a border on there that I just forgot about. Like, oh, that looks nice. Like when it popped up. The border had something. Just it's all cosmetic, but I like it.
Listen, the way that they doing cosmetics now, I'm out here hunting for splits now.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like I never thought like before. It felt very much like a chore where it was like, okay, maybe I'll get to a black and white one, and that was all I was looking for. Now I'm like, dude, no, I want everything. Like I want to be able to like deck out every card, and it's like they actually made the editing system good too now, and I'm just like, no, like it's cool for me now. Like I'm kind of blown away by that because I didn't think that they would be able to make it so that I would care, but I do now. Yeah. Just only a little bit, but I do care.
For it.
no money, no more money. Yeah. You got my friggin' premium my $10. Yeah, my season pass. Like they're like that's more than they should even have wanted. Like they should be shocked and bowing down that I even do that because
I do the other one. I do the 14.
I know you do, which I like.
But only the first ones. I didn't do it in the Eternals, like, because I don't like those Eternals. Like, and then I didn't do it.
Which Eternals?
The ones they have in the cards. They're the movie ones.
Oh, because it's like the movie Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't care about I think that season I didn't even finish all the. I think I did, but I'm like I don't care. Yeah. I don't want any of those cards near my deck. So,
did you see that Twitter post? The Twitter post from one of the artists of a variant card?
Nah, what do you say?
It was something along the lines of basically, oh, I wish I had gotten paid for that.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, but it was probably one of the art that Marvel owns or something like that.
Yeah, like because they've been doing stuff where. They've been doing these variants, but it's stuff from a page or and they just
or like a cover,
or a cover,
yeah.
Because I know we interviewed Ryan Benjamin and he's like, it's the easiest money. I literally carried 2 duffel bags full of money for all the little bit of work that they
right,
do, you know, and
right?
Because it's like everything you see on it, it's like to get what they do with the cards, I would have to redraw everything. And he's like, no, they found some technology that I just have to draw it once and then maybe at a different perspective, and that's it. And then the game, the engine does the rest.
Damn.
So he's like, yeah, he goes, this is the easiest, the most money he's ever made in anything in his career. He said, "Who was these cards?" He's like, and he did a few. He did a few. So he's like, if they want to do more, send me more. I'll do all of them.
Right. Yeah. And listen. Ryan Benjamin's doing some of the best cards, some of the best card art in the game is his stuff. Easy. And there's that's the thing. There's a lot of amazing art in Marvel Snap. I think that's why the game's good, or part of why the game's good.
The lady was credited, so it's not like her name's not on there.
Oh yeah. No, everybody gets their credits, which is something that was good too. Because initially that it wasn't like that. You didn't I don't know that it wasn't planned for, but it wasn't there in the very, very beginning. I don't think
it was hard to find because I would look for it, and it was like you have to open up the card and then flip it, and art by.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're right. It was on the card back pages. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
but now you can just tap the name and it like shows all that info, which is good.
And I guess if it's like one of those premium variants that you have to like spend in-game currency for, then I guess why somebody would be like, oh, I wish I got to pay for that. You know, like if they're just using some art they did, some art that got rejected for a book, but they own it, like that would be fucked up. You know?
Yeah,
I can see why they feel fucked up, but I mean, they were on the job when they did it, so.
Yeah. I mean, they got paid for it.
It's like me when I invented the Frappuccino at Starbucks. Like, you know, it's like I was on the clock. Like, that's what they pay me for. Like, the thank you, the paycheck is a thank you.
Do you know how many things I've invented for like the wrestling games that I put on Twitter? Hey, here's a free idea. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things. Yeah. There's a lot.
Like pumpkin spice latte. That was like I invented that.
Fuckers.
Mo's the father of the pumpkin spice latte.
the grandfather. I remember when they first came out. I hated it. I still hate it. I don't like. Well, I hated working with it. The smell of the pump of the sauce. Like,
yeah.
Like, but their scones were really good. I ate the whole pack when they sent the samples.
Damn.
Oh, jeez.
Now I kind of want a pumpkin empanada.
Dude. No, you know what? A pumpkin
Yeah.
cuerno, like pumpkin spice cuerno, would be the shit.
There's a bakery down the street from me that my mom would always get empanadas from them, and they're not meat filled; they're all pastries.
Yeah.
So there's there's like pineapple empanadas, apple,
cherry,
cherry, and pumpkin. Like pumpkins, their main one.
Yeah.
So I've been eating that since I was little.
Yeah, because they do they make the candied pumpkin.
Yeah. So like because of that, I didn't even know there were meat-filled empanadas till I was like an old man. Like, oh, they got meat? Well, okay. I didn't know that.
Damn. He's like, what are these savory empanadas?
You can eat this for dinner?
That's hilarious.
It's not
wait.
snack?
So what did you say, Moses? So what, a cuerno?
Yeah. It's the little Mexican bread. You see it. It looks like it looks like a volleyball kind of like with the little.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Is that those are called cuerno?
That's what I found out when I went to this brunch place. So I just call it pan dulce, like, but you know, but
wait, which one are you talking about?
The one that I was talking about is the one that's just round and it just looks like a volleyball on top, like that kind of design.
The concha?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
But somebody, I forgot they called it, or maybe they
called
called
it cuerno?
Somebody called it that, but yeah, it might have been wrong. I might have been remembering wrong. But yeah.
Because there's a store that sells cuernos, but they look like literal horns.
Like croissants. Yeah.
Yeah,
that might be it. But either way, pumpkin spice of those might be okay.
Those that does sound good. I wish somebody had made them down here. Yeah. Somebody does probably, but I haven't seen it.
Those, right?
Yeah.
See, I grew up with those because my dad loved those, but we just called it pan de huevo.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the huevo mean?
With
egg bread.
Oh, egg bread. Oh,
like I didn't know it was a concha till I was an old man either.
Yeah,
concha. I've never even heard that term. Like,
I guess it kind of looks like a clam.
Yeah,
like the top of a clam, but
gotcha. No, and that makes sense to a certain degree. I never heard that. Pan dulce is what, because I grew up eating those too. So I'm just like, you know, even though I don't sound like it right now, I'm sitting here.
So for Emily's birthday, we went to a place that the brunch appetizer is that, but they bring them fresh out of the oven and they're mini, and it's like they're amazing.
Damn.
Can we go? Where is it?
I'm not inviting you. Last time I invited you to the thing we did, you didn't show up.
Oh,
you invited me to go into the woods, not to go eat little pan dulce.
Yeah. Well,
listen. I might be a little Larry, but on the inside, I'm still, friggin' fat Larry.
If you put the pan de huevo in like a line, like E.T. with the pieces out to the woods,
E.T.
Larry would have been there.
I would have walked to the whole forest. I would have been like, oh, and another one. It's another one.
Even Jay was there with the wrong shoes, the wrong clothes, no food. Like, but he chilled. He chilled. He's like, fuck it, I'm getting in this river.
Oh man, I tell you.
Like Jay was Mexican that day because he swam with his clothes on.
Damn, hey, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. So, all right, we should start reviewing some of these books, huh? You want to get into some
Jay and
aliens
all
versus?
Of a sudden we just talk about whatever.
I know, right? Exactly. I know. But no, let's talk about some aliens versus Avengers. Let's do it. Do you need me to hit the thing, or you got that?
Yeah, you can hit it if you got a hand.
Okay, let's see. Do I have I got some review music here? I think I do.
It should be there, but
yeah, there it is.
Review.
Comic book.
Review.
Comic book.
Like review.
Well, not like that, but like.
Good times. All right. So let's talk about some aliens versus Avengers. Well, listen, I'll say it. The title pretty much says it all in regards to like what the book actually is. Even though I will say that, given the title, I was expecting one thing, and then I read the book, and it definitely gave me something very different than what I was expecting, and I'm not mad at it. And then the other thing I should say right off the top is this is a book that's written by Jonathan Hickman and has art by Esad Ribic, and it's just like, yeah, it's Jonathan Hickman.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Jonathan Hickman is doing the writing, and Esad Ribic with the art, and so and so that is another thing where it's like, okay, and it's as soon as I saw Jonathan Hickman, I probably should have recognized the fact that he's probably gonna give us a little bit something different than Jonathan Hickman knows what people expect when you hear aliens versus Avengers. Yeah. And because he knows that, he's like, well, let me do something different than that.
And that's where like I felt weird about it, because the way it started, the narrative in it is like they're giving me too much explanation of what these things are, which is alien. The whole thing is it's Lovecraftian. It's the unknown. It's initially in the first movie, it's really that it's like, we don't know what they are, like, and that's what scares us, and it wants to penetrate us. And Tire Claw says, aliens versus Avengers. Does Avengers get? Oh yeah.
Does an Avenger get chest busted?
Yeah.
Jeez. Save it for your OnlyFans, Tiger Claw.
Technically, fucking every Inhuman gets chest busted.
Dude.
And that's the thing. That's my only like. When it's his take on it, he's explaining too much, but not enough either, because he's like, okay, they use it as a weapon, but who's using it as a weapon, so he's explaining and then not explaining. So hopefully, I knowing that it's him, it's probably going to come into play who really decided to do this to Earth in particular, so it's like that. Now I'm like, okay, because that was my only criticism, where it kind of deviates from the formula of alien stories, and yeah, Wayland is in the 616. Well, technically not the 616. I think there's a different one
I think it is too.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
In the movies, we could have like and
good. It definitely could. It's interesting because I know for myself, and especially considering like we've had alien crossover books with superheroes before.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of those books are kind of like, at least, and I guess I should preface this with, those books were a little while ago now, right? Those are like books from like anywhere from were they 90s? Are they in the 90s? I mean, they're
I
90s.
no,
they might. Oh, go ahead.
I would venture, like, I've been reading some of these crossovers since for almost 25 years. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, they definitely had some like late 80 alien crossover type stuff.
I want to say when they did Alien and who was it, Superman? I think that was like early 2000s.
Yeah,
and I think that there are some early 2000s ones too. Like I feel like it was definitely like the
that
DC
was a trend
stuff
there.
was like the late 90s, early 2000s. I think like so it might have been like 99, 2000, somewhere in there. I don't know, but like those are definitely what I was thinking. Where it's like just basically like superheroes trying to fight aliens, and this and it's not that you don't get that in this book. It's just that we're coming in on the tail end of all that happening. This is the story of like that book happened, and guess what? They lost.
Now you have to read. You have to read every tie-in now, because there's a bunch of tie-ins, and I believe those are like how Spider-Man went out, how Wolverine.
Oh no, are there really?
Yeah, like
I didn't know that.
They take place in the main books, like the main line, but it just has a little AVA stamp on it. You know?
Are you serious? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I didn't.
I did not
today, but I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen. I don't know. I was thinking this was gonna be all self-contained.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong about that. And what I can say is,
remember Age of Ultron? Like,
yes,
I think that's how it's gonna be. Where it's like the book takes place in the Age of Ultron, even though it's just their normal monthly book. It just takes a pause from the main story. You know?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, hey, I did not know. And the funny thing is, I knew that this book was happening, but I did not realize that they were kind of doing they might be doing like event type stuff. Like that I did not realize if that's the case. But hey, no big deal. Either way it goes. What was interesting is this book, like, not only does it take place like after the heroes have lost, but it's kind of like literally like the last vestiges of the heroes that are left. And it's definitely like a darker story than I feel like you probably would have normally gotten from aliens versus superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this feels like the 90s 2000s stuff feels like aliens inside superhero books. This feels like superheroes living in the alien universe.
Yeah.
and that was, I think, that's what made it distinct, because it was kind of like, no, like, you know, like aliens are friggin' super predators, and just because you have superpowers doesn't mean, like, that just makes you harder to kill. That doesn't mean you get to win.
Yeah, and I know we had like I did when we first heard, like, because this has been thrown around years ago as like just concept, just in covers, and it's like realistically there's not like I don't think there's like a predator can't take on like a Black Bolt, you know, like or you know, shit like that. But with aliens, it's just such a that, like, I feel like that could happen, but you know, they have their physiology a certain way, and they have also their the acid blood and shit. So but so there's certain there could be a way. It just, and then the way this handles it is the way that I didn't expect, which is because they are essentially an infestation. So it's like
and that's what it
you
is.
See them, you're too late. You know, like they've already bred a lot. Every human, there are more humans than there are superpowered humans, so they're outnumbered. You know, like the interesting one to see is the Wolverine one, just because of the healing factor and all that shit, and see how that goes down. Like, you know, he might be there and just not care. Like, yeah, but
Listen, it's interesting because, and this is how you should have known it was a Hickman book, because he talks of there's the little intro with Krakoa, or not intro, but the little portion with Krakoa, and which was kind of awesome, where he was just like, oh, they decided to leave. They went to Mars because they're like, Earth's done. Like, we're gonna go live someplace where we don't have to worry about this. And like everybody dipped, which I don't know if that includes Wolverine. I would say probably not.
Yeah,
because Wolverine doesn't strike me as the type. But he did mention, and this is why I was saying you should know it's Hickman, because Hickman loves him some Apocalypse.
Yeah,
and he was like, all except Apocalypse, and they're like, Apocalypse is like, because the world is what the way I've wanted it to be, like survival of the fittest. Is like, if I live, I live. If I die, I die. And I'm just like,
they don't show
the idea of Apocalypse. No, they don't. They sure don't. This fool out here fighting aliens on his own, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna keep going until they take me out.
And it's Isai Ribic's art is tight, like, because that panel with him just fight, it just looks like a real cinematic, like, montage scene, like that you would see in a movie. Yeah,
right. Right.
To answer Tiger Claw's question here, it says, so an Avengers ends up being a victim of a face hugger. If it was Wolverine, would imagine he survived the chest busting. That's a weird one because of the adamantium. I don't think you could bust through the chest, but they also have that real hard head. Who knows? But it's not Wolverine. Spoilers. It's Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And that kind of adds another dynamic to this book that you don't get from reading those DC books.
Right.
Because and that I'm not gonna spoil, because you need to. That's one of those that you need to experience. Like, I can literally tell you that it happened, but when you read it, like, that's for you to experience. Like, you're gonna have your opinion about it. You're gonna have whatever, but it adds an interesting other dynamic to Aliens versus Avengers and Marvel in general. So the type of heroes that we have, the type of alien beings that we have, and all that, and it's really cool.
Yeah. No, that it was a great moment, and I was just like, whoa. I was like, okay, cool. Like, let's go. Let's go. Again, Jonathan Hickman, man. I'm just like, okay. Like, always with the twists, like the little tweaks and off takes. I love it.
He says it's the comic graphic because when it comes to aliens, you can expect a lot of gore. A lot of it's implied. They do have some visceral fight scenes, but it's not too graphic in the sense that just the art itself is kind of grim, kind of dark, like the movies. And all the carnage, everything has happened already. Like, it's just the vast. Like they're literally, it's the last city, and it's literally just Hulk, Captain Marvel, and like Miles Morales, Wayland, and Valeria Richards. And like they're basically just trying to figure out the last bit to like how they can stop, exterminate this infestation. And it goes
another thing that I thought was interesting in regards to how they, like, the setting of this book and how it was kind of presented, is that you have, like, again, it happens like we're coming in toward, like, at a later part of this whole all these events, like with this infestation coming over Earth. And so you have like these heroes are older, and there's like significantly older. Like, it was crazy because I was reading and I didn't realize at first that I was like looking at like Bruce Banner. I was just like, huh. And then I didn't realize that he was talking to Captain Marvel. I'm just like, and especially considering that it's like, it was interesting because it's like, even when we've seen some of these heroes drawn as older, they often look like a slightly more wrinkled version of who they are. Like, even like when I think about like Steve Rogers without the super soldier serum, like when he got that taken out of him and he was old, he looked like Steve Rogers with wrinkles, know? Maybe he was a little bit smaller because, he didn't have like the muscle enhancement type stuff going on, but he didn't look like a dumpy old man, and they made like Bruce Banner, which he doesn't look dumpy, but he definitely is not like trim. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Captain Marvel. Like they put a little bit of extra weight on her, and I kind of feel like a part of that is like stress of living in the world that is like an alien's world, where it was kind of like, okay, like, yeah, like, I mean, they're fighters still, like none of them look soft, but they don't look like quite as heroic. They look like tired and like worn out a little bit. And I was just like, wow, like, that's interesting.
I couldn't tell who she was. I thought it was the chick that hangs out with Grandmaster in Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, because it's an old lady that looked with armor, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot her name, but she's from Malibu Comics, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's her. Well, what's she doing in this book? I guess they don't want to use her, and I couldn't tell that he was Bruce Banner right off the bat either.
Yeah. No.
Until so I was like, oh, she's just talking to this old guy. Like, probably, I thought it was Waylon in like a flashback.
Right. I thought so too. Yeah, I thought so too.
And
man,
it turned out.
But I was like, oh, okay. So we got like the characters, like it's definitely different takes, and it's really interesting. Like, at least for me, I found it interesting. Like listening to them talk in the world that they live in, and like finding out, where their heads are at inside of that particular world. And it was interesting. It was interesting. It did a lot of seeding of different ideas, and like, kind of potential teases of things or whatnot, which I'm like, that's classic Hickman, I feel.
Does Banner have access to the Hulk or no? Or is that a spoiler?
No.
Not a spoiler, but he does have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he has access.
I'm gonna have to read this.
Yeah. No, it's definitely worth checking out. Tiger Claw says, "Is there a queen?"
There's four of them at the beginning.
Yeah. No, there are queens. Tiger Claw, like,
it was a systematic, like the way that the story starts off is like it was a system. Like they had a couple already in stasis to drop on Earth, but there was a queen egg, and then it was gonna breed. They're gonna destroy, let the nest, and then have the queen come out and then make more. Yeah, It was really calculated. That's what really like tripped me out, because it wasn't like a satellite or a space station that got taken over that crashed. It was just like it was a calculated effort, and that's where I'm like, oh shit, this is different. Like, who's doing this?
Right.
Damn you, Doom.
Yeah. Right. Cats are out here trying to eradicate worlds, and I'm like, man, that's heinous, man.
Yeah.
It's like, what,
Oh, and it starts off with like Wakanda, like how they became like a spacefaring nation now, like or something, So it's like that shit was crazy too. Yeah.
That actually did happen in the comics, though.
Yeah.
There was like, that was the Ta-Nehisi Coates run of Black Panther, where they had the intergalactic empire of Wakanda, and so you had like, I know it's a wild book. I didn't unfortunately keep up with it. I actually should go back and try to finish that, but I do know that it's like one of those things where not only like there was like temporal anomaly kind of thing that happened. I think it happened actually right after Secret Wars, I think. And so some like that was, and if you remember, there was like Alpha Flight, like after Secret Wars, that was like Captain Marvel was like the head of, with a whole bunch of other people, and there was like, some of them were Wakandan, and there was a temporal anomaly that sent some of those folks into the past in space, and they basically made like an intergalactic empire. And that actually like was brought into the modern Marvel universe, like during like some of that Krakoan era run and all that kind of stuff too. Like Hickman likes that too, so he used it. Yeah. So that's why it popped up here again.
It's like something he probably would have done.
yeah. No, I'm sure. Like that was probably part of it, where he's like, "Oh man, that's like, I wish I had thought of that." So, but yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, what else do you want to say about Aliens versus Avengers, Moses, before we do some rating?
Honestly, just read it. Like, it's especially like I really wish Jay was here to talk about it, because he's read novels and stuff, and he likes he's critical, and then it particularly in the way that some of these go, like in the way they start, or they add something funky or weird, and I know this adds a different dynamic to it, and I really want to see his take on it. But that's other than that, it's definitely like, if you enjoy alien stuff, like this is definitely something new for you to read. Like, it won't get it's not as repetitive or derivative as you might think, you know.
It feels like it simultaneously stays very true to the Aliens franchise, or to the Alien franchise, but still incorporates the Marvel Universe elements into it. But like I said, it feels like it more so puts the Marvel folks into the Alien world as opposed to the other way around, you know? Yeah. But what would you rate Aliens versus Avengers, Moses?
Oh, it's so far it's a 4 out of 5. I that beginning with the way they explained it, like, I still like, it's too much mystery. Like,
there it is.
I need a little, either you explain something and it's like, these aren't unexplainable, but then now you're not explaining, like, but it's definitely not a knock on the book. It's just me. It's like, I want to know. So
right.
You know, but and the art is great, and I wish I would have had other characters here, but you know, we got the good ones we did. Like, but it works. Like, Valeria works. I just wish she would have lasted.
There it is.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
There it is. Listen, and who knows? We might get more characters still, but
yeah.
You know.
Or look, she might have succeeded and not, or no, maybe not.
Yeah. No, I like this a lot. Like, I honestly, I thought I was expecting one thing and thinking like this was 100% just going to be like, you know, they have the franchise, so they have to use it, and we're going to do like some par for the course type stuff. I thought it would be good, but I didn't think that it would be anything necessarily to write home about. And I think I was wrong. Like, I think I need to.
You're gonna write your mother about it?
My pen and paper out, yes. And mother, I have a comic for you to read. You must get it post haste. No. Your loving son. No. But,
I hope
it was. Yeah,
it was taking you.
Right, exactly. But no. Like, I enjoyed it thoroughly, so I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. So mess with Aliens versus Avengers, and let us know what you think if you do.
And the tie-ins.
We would love to hear your side. Hey, look, okay. Listen, Mo, these tie-ins better be real.
No, I already know. Like, I was looking while I was saying, and I found a Amazing Spider-Man and a Moon Knight one so far. So
okay, cool.
At least the covers for them, not the actual book.
Okay. Oh, okay. And you're sure it's not just like, because you know they do, like, I know they've been doing like you know how they do like themed variant covers.
Yeah, it's not themed variant, or if it is themed variant, but they're slapping that AVA on. So it's like,
okay, got you.
So they're branded as
like a crossover, even. Yeah, okay, I got you.
So it might be themed cover, but it is branded to make it look like a tie-in. Which that would be fucked up if that was the case.
That would be.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
We're buying a Moon Knight book.
I give your review a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go read it eventually at some point.
Yeah.
And I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, cool. Thanks for hanging out, Heck. We'll see you.
Just be right back.
Okay, cool. BRB.
He's gonna go to the toilet.
As Heck will do from time to time. But yeah, so should we go ahead and talk about some Frankenstein?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I don't have the author name, author and artist name handy.
It's Michael Walsh.
Okay, cool.
And that's the writer artist.
Right. Cool. So yeah, Frankenstein. Universal did a deal with Skybound, and they're putting out all these monster comics. So we're gonna get Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula. I forgot what other one I saw. But yeah, it started off with this Frankenstein, and I was at the comic book store last week, and I just saw that cover that Michael Walsh did, and where it's just like Frankenstein with an exposed rib cage and just flowers coming through it, and I'm like, damn, that's a good cover. And then I saw it, and I'm like, should I buy that? And I'm like, I mean, what am I gonna get out of this, you know? And then I saw this like other customer in front of me, she had it, and I was like, and the way she held it in her hand, it just looked good in the hand. You know, like something about the orange background or whatever, like it just looked good in the hand. Like, you know what? I'll buy this shit too, you know? And and I read it, and basically it is a kind of a adaptation of the movie in comic book form. And it just tells it from a slightly different perspective, the events in it, and I believe adds a character, and you know, it goes from there. So you see like the exhumation of like the parts that become Frankenstein's monster, and it starts off with a little kid like missing his dad. And then they take his dad's body parts. So like the Frankenstein's monster has his dad's hands.
Right.
And so he's like, and then he sees that like Dr. Frankenstein's like, he's the monster, you know. So we'll see how this goes, you know. Like we're probably just gonna see a different take that we haven't seen in the movie, and definitely not the book. So
yeah,
but it was an enjoyable experience. The art is great. Like Michael Walsh did a really good like cinematic but also horror comic at the same time style art. And I wish I had it to show you, but I fell asleep after reading it. I was gonna make a little like picture montage to play for you guys, but I didn't.
It's okay. We forgive you, Mo. Out here being tired. How dare you?
Yeah. Trying to get my health in order.
Nah, man. Bump that.
And that's what I always say, but they don't let me. I'm like, fuck that. Like, it's like doctors like, you want Ozempic? Fuck that.
I'm trying to pull up the cover at the very least so that people can see what the cover looks like.
Who's putting out this comic?
Skybound Image. So it's made by the imprint of there it is. Robert Kirkman's company is putting it out. I guess they did the deal with Universal, and and because they were trying to do the Dark Universe also. So I don't know if they're like following that or if they're gonna like try to see what happens here to really bring that back, if they're gonna do it at all. Because I know they did. I
thought that all fell apart.
I thought so too, but they have they're gonna make movies anyway, so it's probably just the ones that they didn't do as well, and they're trying something different. I don't know, because I did go like right after pandemic, I did go to like Universal Halloween Horror Nights, and they had a Bride of Frankenstein maze, and it had a whole cinematic story to it, and it wasn't the movie. It was like what I think the concept that was gonna be the movie that they were trying to make that didn't get made, and it looked, it's like the story was amazing. Like I was like, I didn't even have time to be startled or scared because I'm just like listening to the narrator, like, oh, this just sounds tight, yeah.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I can't say tight anymore.
What?
Why can't you?
I'm like, that's old vernacular.
Oh,
I have to say it's like
that's fine. We're old.
Yeah. I'm trying to hold on to my youth as I deteriorate. Yeah,
brother. I found out I couldn't hold on to my youth when my hair didn't help hold on. You know.
Yeah, but look, in my family, that when they were young. So,
hey, and it comes quick.
Yeah, for me, I was the lucky one. With my big.
But I do agree that I do agree that the art in this book is pretty fantastic, and it's crazy because again, like this is like one of these times where I'm just like, dude, like this is a friggin' writer artist.
Yeah,
because I'm just like, because the story in and of itself was so solid, and then at least to me, like I was just like, oh, like it's like the perspective I think adds like a whole nother layer to what you're watching happen.
Right.
And it does feel pretty amazing because it's like it pretty much feels like the classic kind of start of, well, I mean maybe not the start, but like it feels like you're seeing that moment, like a classic moment from Frankenstein, but you're just like you're experiencing it in a different way because of the perspective, like you mentioned, that you're seeing it. And it's just like, oh my God, like this is something else, man. Like this, and I'm just like, okay, so friggin' Michael Walsh is like out here hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, dude. And he mentioned, he wrote in the afterword or whatever, the back matter, like about like wanting to be able to do this book, and he wasn't, like, his scheduling didn't work and he was all booked up, and
right,
and he's like, and then being able to like go back to it because nobody was doing it. Like it's like they offered it to him, he didn't take it, and then nobody was doing it. So it's like, it's weird that it was meant for him, and I kind of feel that like in reading it, like I can't see, I can see like like a Francavilla doing the cover like that, but even like I saw the Francavilla cover and I was like, I love it, it's cool. It's not as good as Matt Walsh's cover. Like I really thought Matt Walsh's cover was the Francavilla cover, for a while until I actually checked who did what.
Like this right here with this, like,
friggin'
this little kid's face. I was just like, dude, like, that's beautiful work, man.
Yeah, man. Where it's like you got some of the tears in the rain, like,
right,
yeah,
right. And it's just like one of those things where I'm like, like I don't like. There's no reason necessarily for me to be like, I think I would want to own like that original page, but I kind of do,
Yeah. Yeah, like you're not a horror fan, you're not a, you're a comic fan, but you're not even like a Matt Walsh fan. Like, I mean, now maybe, but
exactly. Now I'm like, dude, like I need to start messing with more of his stuff because I'm like, what in the world? Like,
and I know we've reviewed some of his stuff too in the past, but it's one of those things where I think here is where he really got to do his thing. Yeah.
Just the storytelling, like even just from panel to panel, I'm just like, man, like, look at that, man. Like, what is he doing to you? Oh, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. I'm like, come on, man. Oh, and then again, like with the more iconic kind of stuff. Hold on, I got it right here for you. Where I was just like, okay, like, shoo. It doesn't get much more iconic than the lightning, right? Like,
dude, there's that,
and
image.
I'm just like,
there's that image, and then the image where the kid holds the Frankenstein's monster's hand at the window, and in those two, this image and that one, and this is where digital comics, like, this is why I like reading digital comics, because that page right there, that image is split. It's not even the centerfold. It happens like in between pages, and the spine gets in the way.
Yeah.
And here on my iPad, like, it's like in full glory. But with this image and the other one, like, reading it, it's like I heard the music in my head,
right?
Like the movie playing,
Right. No, absolutely. And then look, I feel like this one did that for me too. This joint.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's alive.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, just like so cool.
How his face is in shadows, like a monster. Like he's monster lit, like and he's the human,
Right.
It's so
but
good.
no, man, like, again, the storytelling from panel to panel is really great. And I just like even just the decision to like make that particular shot, like you said, like it has like the monster lighting, but then it also like has him in this shot like in the gutters, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so he doesn't have a background at all, and I'm just like, that contrast is just so cool, where I'm just like, dude, it's a great page of
the color scheme too, because it's like it's like a green yellow, but not like a pleasing green yellow. It's like it's like rotting flesh,
Right.
Yeah.
It almost kind of invokes like the lightning strike, which is not, which might be happening, may not be happening, probably isn't, because they didn't put the sound effect. But at the same time, who knows? It's like, it doesn't matter because it still has that same kind of feeling.
The effect,
and again, part of that is, I think, from the film, but that's like, an inspiration to this book, obviously. So yeah,
so good.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Again, like you all know, like I'm not big into the horror, and while I can appreciate like the universal, like, the universal monsters, and like, the classic nature of them, there's not really a lot of them that interest me necessarily, outside of maybe like Dracula, but that's like more like general. Like, I don't even, it's not even Dracula as much as just the vampire, mythos is kind of interesting to a degree, And so, but what I'm saying more than anything is, I don't have any particular interest in Frankenstein. Like, Frankenstein's never been one of those like stories or one of the like monsters that intrigues me at all. But this book, I'm like, oh, I'll definitely read the next issue of this joint, because I would like to see like where this goes. I'll see if I can find that picture you were talking about too, Mo.
Yeah, if you can, but if not, it's cool. I'm interested to see how they do the bride, like, because that is also like, that isn't really part of the book, but they did it in the movies. But the theme in that is almost literary as well, because it is more like almost like a Jane Austen type of, or Emily Bronte type of like feminist story, in the sense that they created her. They didn't let her rest in peace. They brought her for him, and she rejects him, and that's her sin, is rejecting him. Like, she's not, she's only a monster for rejecting her role as a woman. And I want to see, like, if they do the comic book if they do the comic book version of it, like, how would they how would they handle that ass? And like, if they even sense that in watching the movie, So it's one of those, it's overtly subtle, but it's like, if you watched it in the moment as a kid, like, you're like, oh, that's just a cool movie,
Right.
So who knows? Like,
is it this panel?
Yeah, this one. This whole page, really, like,
right.
That's where I could hear the music playing. Like, he's scared, and then he grabs. And it's all silhouette essentially. Like they're both the same almost. Like that transition from light, and again it's blue. Probably signifying a little bit of darkness, but hope.
Right.
And
yeah, man.
As opposed, and then he goes,
it's
ooh.
Good stuff.
In the next page. He doesn't. He does say that, but it's not in that tone. But it just made me laugh because I was like, he's like, ooh. Like Frankenstein likes little boys.
Oh no.
It's like, Michael Walsh, what did you do? Yeah.
Comic book turn.
Yeah. It's like he is a monster. But it was just like his grunting and like, because that's what he did in the movies too, and in the play that I read for in junior high was that too. Like he does a lot of like, like shit like that. So
yeah, man. So what else should we say about Frankenstein before we decide to give it a rating?
All I'd say is buy it, and 5 out of 5. Yeah.
Is it a one shot or ongoing?
No, I believe it's ongoing because they do have to finish the story. I don't. It's not. This is literally like just the opening, and the way it ends at a like cliffhanger, but not in a cliffhanger sense. It's like, oh, it's the next part of the movie that it's like the kid's story, like it's following the kid's story. So, so you're getting like an alternate, like Frankenstein Gaiden or something,
Frankenstein Gaiden.
Frankenstein Gaiden.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hope they do that because that's Universal too, so they can do a crossover.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dang. Follow the whole lineage.
Yeah. Yeah, because technically I think he is like that Frankenstein's like descendant. Like
really?
So.
Yeah. Well, that's the plot of the movie, but because it is a Universal movie, it is like connected because there's a whole like even like it's like canon because like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and all those like they're those are canon too.
It's a canon event.
Yeah. So it's like, it's like, yeah, you had Infinity War, but we had this. Abbott and Costello meet the Wolfman and the Invisible Man.
The Abbott and Costello verse.
Yeah. Versus Frankenstein.
I can't wait for that comic.
Because there's that, and then there's like the daughter of Dracula. There's Dracula, daughter of Dracula, and then like I think Blood of Dracula or something that were in canon too.
I didn't know he had a daughter.
Yeah, that's what Lily Munster is.
Really?
Yeah. She's the one from that movie.
But she was in the movie?
Not like that character is the one they're using in the Munsters. Because again, that's Universal too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, everything ties together.
Yeah, it does.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I would give this book 5 out of 5 as well, man. Like it was a great book because like it held my interest, man. And I'll tell you, like Skybound, like they're doing something right over there with like not only acquiring like like these licensed properties to be able to make comics out of, but the talent that they're choosing to like bring these things to the page for comics is like it's crazy because I'm just like again like in the same way how I'm like I there's not one person in the world that could have told me I would have been friggin' like completely drawn in to find out what happens to Duke next. Like I don't give a damn about Duke from G.I. Joe. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. And like I'm like Duke is the most bland character in friggin' like in all of that, like in the 80s it feels like, like Duke's just like he's just the leader. That's Duke's personality, right? The leader. And they made a whole 4-issue book that I was like, man, I can't wait to see what happens next to this guy. And that's like how I felt with this book too, where I was like, man, like I really want to know what's going to happen next with Frankenstein, which I'm just like, what? How are they doing this? Getting me interested in stuff that I have I don't care about Frankenstein. I thought, apparently I have a little bit of interest or something if it's presented properly. So good job to them, man. And shout out to friggin' Michael Walsh. Because, sheesh, doing it. Yeah, okay.
That's right. You want to do a little bit of news? You got some news
man. Listen, I don't know if I have a news story.
No?
but we should do some news. I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff that we should have been talking about, but haven't.
Comic book news. We should have a current. Well, not like that, but like.
Word.
Yeah, over the Labor Day holiday, James Gunn is over on Threads, and he's like, telling people to have a happy Labor Day, and he answers a lot of questions there, because he's the only one using it, and a couple people that want to talk to him, and they're like, I guess there's a rumor about Chris Pratt going to DC, and he basically just said, I don't even know what rumor you're talking about. And then says he's a close friend. We talk about that all the time, but just about I guess they want him to be, or they're saying that the rumor is he'll be like Hal Jordan or something, I don't want them Guardians-ing up the Green Lantern
Another
Corps.
thing that came out that there were it was a big rumor about another dude that's going to be Hal Jordan.
Yeah, who was it? You remember?
I don't remember the name, but it's definitely not Chris Pratt.
Yeah, okay. I'll take him over Chris Pratt for sure. I don't know who it is.
I don't know who it is, but fuck it.
Yeah, I really I don't know. Just looking at that Superman again. I just finished My Adventures with Superman, the last episode. Have you seen that,
for the new season?
Yeah. Have you finished it, Larry?
I haven't finished it yet. I need to go
ain't even kept up since the last time you talked about it.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I've watched episodes since then, but I haven't finished it yet.
It's fucking they go Kryptonian Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 3.
Okay. Okay.
It's fucking tight, Larry. It's fucking, and I don't get
Did Superman go Super Saiyan?
Yeah, well, Kara, but yeah, he did too. Technically, they went in tandem together. Because I'm gonna spoil it for you. So what happened was, Brainiac shoots him with the kryptonite gun, but they're fighting in space, and he pushes him, he weakens him up, and then throws him into the sun. But that close exposure to the sun is that's his bad call, and that's when they go Ultra Instinct and. Damn. Yeah, and it's fucking
dumb son of a bitch.
Yeah, and it was a desperation move because it was that was his hole in the pocket. He just happened to be by the sun. If he would have thrown him in a place where they couldn't breathe or something, it'd be different. But dude, but the story leading up to it was really that's the showy flashy shit. But there's whole stories that happen in Clark's mind, in those last 3 episodes. I think 2 or 3. I think either 3 out of the 4 last episodes or 2 out of the 3 last episodes happened in Clark's mind, being manipulated and tortured by Brainiac, and it's fucking amazing, dude. It really
was that him just thinking, or was it Brainiac induced?
No, Brainiac was in there because he's trying to take over. He's trying to put his essence into Clark's body to have that power, and Clark, he beats him, he beats Clark, but there's some things in there that he can't get, and it's basically his friends, his will to be human, his will to protect Earth, his love of his people, and he Brainiac can't understand that, and then Lois gets in there too, she finds a way in there, and then now they're in that Rick and Morty simulation with
Tony.
Yeah, but Lois is the Rick, and yeah, the Shonies, yeah, exactly. So and that's basically like how it plays out. And it's literally like, if you love Superman, like you can actually predict how this is going to go, because it's like what makes Superman Superman. Like he can't break him physically, so he has to break his mind and his will. And it's some of the best. And I know James Gunn ain't gonna fucking do that in this fucking DC universe. Like, he didn't even know that about fucking Superman. He doesn't read any motherfucking comics.
Because you gotta write Superman a completely different way than a lot of other superhero comics.
Right.
Like even Spider-Man has to be written in a certain way.
Right.
Even though he's not overpowered, but you gotta write it a certain way, because he's just shit luck, shit life, but he's a superhero.
And he's still, he's like, it's like you need to actually like go to like English class and read Candide, because it's like his optimism is what gives him the heart to keep going, you know?
Like, that's a superpower.
Yeah, and that same with Superman. Superman is like, it's his will and the kindness and his ability to like not judge things based on the circumstance, you know? And that shit's like, it's ultra idealism is what it is, and that's his superpower. And that's like, he even like, I was watching and I just told Emily, like, oh yeah, so he right now he needs to think about killing, but he ain't gonna do it. Like, that's the only way he's gonna overpower these things right now is by killing, and it ain't robots anymore, you know. So, but he ain't gonna do it. He's gonna figure it out. And sure enough, he chooses his communication skills and his connection over to another sentient life over his brute force, you know. And I'm like, that's the scene. Like, if it would have played like that in fucking Man of Steel, it would have been a better movie, you know, because it's literally the same scenes. Like, they're like trying to terraform Earth into Krypton, you know, and his Kryptonians here, and instead of snapping her neck, he reached out to her, what she really is. Like, she's a warrior that is alone and wants a planet, you know. And it doesn't need to be Krypton. Earth can be yours too, you know. And
he wants acceptance.
Yeah, and so it's such a good fucking cartoon, man.
That's cool. Yeah, man. I'm happy to hear that. I'm gonna go make sure I go back and finish.
So it's like,
why can't people figure this out about Superman,
dude? Like, and even in Absolute Power, like, it's like, but it's like he's not really like. In Absolute Power 2, they're like, oh well, I'm the strongest, I should be leader. And it's like, no, but because you're the strongest, you don't know how to throw us into battle. Like, you can't you can't be tactical, because we're expendable to you. So, and yeah, the Absolute Power 2 is another really good one. Like, if you're gonna have like your Infinity War in the DCU, like with James Gunn, like James Gunn needs to read Absolute Power #2, watch all of My Adventures with Superman and Superman and Lois. Like,
James Gunn needs homework.
If he's not gonna read comics, he needs to do those, you know.
You need to get on Threads and give him that list.
Yeah. No, he blocked me. He blocked me because I keep calling him a piece of shit. Like, yeah, I'm like, because I was because I'm like, let's see what this bitch is talking. Then when those like padded costume came out, I'm like, now I can't see his threads. I have to go to CBR to see his threads. Yeah.
It's too funny.
Come on the show, James Gunn.
That costume looked like shit. I don't even want him on the show. He's gonna ruin it. All of a sudden,
he's gonna end up in a padded suit that looks
warm. Yeah.
You don't want to talk to James Gunn?
I mean, I would talk to him about non-comic stuff. Like, he's good at horror. He's good at horror, you know. Like, I love Slither.
Can you imagine getting an interview with James Gunn and we're like, hey, we're Fantastic Four, and to, you know, bring you everything about comics, and then we talk to James Gunn about everything except the Superman. We're like, nah, we're good, man. We don't need to hear about that.
I mean, unless he's gonna take our suggestions, but it's too late for that. Like, the costume's out. Like,
costumes can change.
I'm reserving on the costume because they'll probably change it CGI and all that shit.
It might look different. It might be like the Captain America costume.
Yeah,
it didn't look good until
Captain
it was in motion.
America's a soldier figurehead, and he goes into battle, and he's not immune to bullets. Like, this dude looks like he's in the SWAT team. Like he's a cheerleader for a SWAT team. Like that's what he looks like.
Looks like a cheerleader for a SWAT team.
That's true.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, like Superman don't need that. Like, and look again, My Adventures with Superman does the costume changes shit with the padded armor and shit too, and somehow it works there because it's not like it's just like anime look, like anime flair.
Right.
Like it's not this dude literally like he probably can't scratch his back because that shoulder pad is too big. And I want my Superman to not be able to scratch his back because his muscles are too big. You know? Not because
I don't want that because we had that in the 90s and it was kind of weird.
In Superman?
Yeah.
Which one? Oh yeah. No, but I'm talking about like like how Henry Cavill was like he's a buff dude playing Superman like that. That's what I want. I don't want that Metal Gear Solid suit. Like
Metal Gear Solid suit.
Yeah, like
Snake.
He's training fucking canine dogs for the police.
But
that's pretty funny.
And like it makes sense for Moon Knight to have it, and it looked terrible when he had it. But but still, it's just like Josh Brolin also, speaking of has been reportedly offered a role in the DCU.
Was it him? I think it was him.
Oh yeah, that was him for the Hal Jordan. Yeah. He'd be good at it. I would rather have him be Darkseid.
You want Josh Brolin to be Darkseid and Thanos?
Yeah, exactly.
That's too funny.
That'd be the shit.
That's too funny. I'm not sure how. Like, I don't feel like Josh Brolin. Like, I don't look at him and really see Hal Jordan. And that's not saying that he couldn't do it because the dude is a talented. It's just like I just don't know about like I don't see it that
clearly.
It doesn't fit as well as some other roles to me for him.
Like even Nathan Fillion for Hal Jordan.
Nathan Fillion ain't no Hal Jordan.
You don't think so? You don't think he could be like in his younger days?
I'd make him like Wally West.
Wally West, interesting.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
That was it.
Interesting. I could see Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan. I could see Nathan Fillion as Wally West.
But Hal Jordan, I don't see it. Not with him.
That's interesting. Never thought about that, but yeah. But yeah. Can I ask you all a question real quick?
Sure.
Did you all have any interest in Star Wars Outlaws? Did you all even were you all considering picking that up?
Did
it happen or no? The video game, that just came out. But...
It didn't happen. But you remember you telling me about it, and I thought I was gonna like it, but
yeah, it sounded fantastic.
I probably still will like it, but I just haven't picked it up. Is it on Game Pass?
No, it's not on Game Pass. I think what, and actually Jay was telling me this was that, like Ubisoft has like their own like subscription service type deal, which I didn't know. Yeah, right. Like I didn't know that it was like actually a subscription service, and I think it's on.
I didn't know either, but I know I got something free from that.
Right.
Oh, when Notre Dame burned, they gave you a little piece of. No, this is what they did. They gave you a little piece of some Assassin's Creed game because it had Notre Dame in there. So they give you like Notre Dame to explore because it burned down.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess I get it, but I don't know. Okay.
I'm just saying that's what they did.
Now, how's it that Ubisoft thing work? Like Like you just pay the monthly fee and
you get access to some of their games. Yeah, like and I know you can get it like through Game Pass.
Okay.
But it's like an additional charge though. Like not like
right. Yeah.
It's not like because I know like EA Play or not EA Play. What is it? EA. Maybe it is EA Play. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that's
I know that
like that's part of Ultimate.
Right. Yeah, that comes with Ultimate, but the Ubisoft one doesn't do that. It's like an additional charge in addition to your Game Pass or whatever. But I think you could. Jay was basically telling me, if I'm not mistaken, that if you have that, you can play it like it's like a day one release, which makes sense. But but the game, like people were kind of like, it's just meh. They're not even saying it's bad. They're just saying that it's just like
they're not even mad about the woman lead character.
I mean, I'm sure somebody is, but
I don't think anybody playing the game right now is in that group.
Yeah.
And that's the wild part where I'm just like, man, like this. I was really anticipating this game, and all the reviews I saw was like, if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, maybe you pick it up like when it's on sale. And I was like, damn. Like I was like, because the messed up part was I'm watching reviews before they say that, that's what I was thinking based on what they were saying. And I'm like, oh man, like this joint sounds like I gotta wait for the sale. And that's basically the end, the takeaway from just about everybody that I watched, which, like I watch like a handful of people whose tastes I feel like are similar to my own. So, like they like the kind of games I like and like the things about games that I like. And I'm just like, okay, well, let me listen to see what they have to say about it, because I'm like, I really want to play it. And I'm just like, dang, like it kind of like I'm not like I was planning on getting it. It was like the game that I was gonna get, like, because I don't get a lot of games these days because I don't have time to really play them. But that was like one of those games where like, you know what, I think I'm gonna get that when it comes out so I can play it a little bit at least. And yeah, I'm not gonna finish it, but at least I got to play a little bit of it and had a good time. And I'm like, oh, guess not.
I mean, getting it on sale is just being fiscally responsible.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, why would I mess around and get it day one and it's not great and not play it when I could get it for $20? Well, yeah, I guess. I know that there were people, like I heard that the PlayStation, like they had a whole thing where you could access it early, and apparently it was like all super broken. Like, like it was like I think it was what they were saying was that it wouldn't save, so you had to play it like old school games, like you got to do it all in one sit, which it's a giant open world Star Wars game, like where you can fly from planet to planet. So
is this how they played in the 1980s?
They don't even give you passwords like Metroid.
Well, no, but it was like it's not that, like it should have been able to save, but the people that paid the extra money to get the early access during that early access, they could not save.
Oh man, that sucks.
Right. And so like it was like 3 days of basically you playing the game like, okay, you play as much as you can, and then when you shut it off, then you got to start from the beginning again.
So you got to just leave it on the whole time.
Yeah. Tiger Claw said, I guess he's talking about the game Concord. He says the game got released 2 weeks ago and they're already shutting it down. You guys play Concord before Sony shut it down. I don't even know what Concord is. Do you know? Anybody know what that is?
Nah, I didn't play that.
I don't even know what that is.
My PlayStation is not even connected. What? Like it's there in my TV console, but it's not connected to my HDMI or electricity. Like,
listen, mine is connected, but yeah, I haven't turned it on in months.
And I have a 4, like because everything still comes out on 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. I mean, like again, like in the same way, I'm not buying like games that I'm not gonna play. I'm definitely like buying consoles I'm not using. And don't get me wrong, there are games on PlayStation 5 that I really would like to play, but I'm like, what? Like I feel like I think all those games are games that have to play the first parts on 4 first. So, so I think I'll do that first. play the first parts of the games that I have here before I buy a PlayStation 5. Just to have it, right? Like, yeah. But it's just my gaming habits change.
I got a PS4 for what's important: Prime Video, YouTube, and Twitch.
That's the cool thing. It lets you like stream to Twitch, or at least it did at one point.
No, it still does.
So that's like,
yeah, but I don't have a headset for that, so I don't do it.
You can use just the regular headphones, right? Like into the remote.
No, not that I know of.
Yeah, I think you can do that, just like your regular with the headset with the mic from a phone. Like you should be able to use that.
Can you?
Into the remote.
I don't even know if I have one of those.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
I see. I'm looking just at what Tiger Claw is talking about, and it says Concord is a 2024 first-person hero shooter game developed by Firewalk Studios, which is a good studio, and published by Sony Interactive. Yeah, it says it was, sure enough, it was released August 23rd, 2024. Damn, and they're shutting it down already?
And it died on September 1st, 2024.
That's crazy. How did that happen?
The Solomon Grundy of games.
Right. Died on a Monday. It's too funny. Okay. All right. Listen, we're just chatting now. Anything else y'all want to say before we get out of here? Or should we do some closing thoughts?
Let's do the music.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right. Hecht, give me some final thoughts, buddy.
Hey, I stream on Twitch under Hecht. Come see me because I need another outlet to make money.
There it is. I'm gonna come watch you, Hecht.
All right.
Is there a particular day you stream, or is it every day?
It's whenever I find the motivation to turn it on.
But if you're a follower, you get an alert.
If you follow the stream, you'll get an alert, and sometimes I'll put an alert on Twitter when I'm live. So you can follow Hexzilla on Twitter or X.
I call it Twitter still.
I still call it Twitter. I put it in the.
I feel like most people do that. At most, they're like formerly, or they're like currently known as X.
Yeah.
But anyway, Moses Magna, give me some final thoughts, buddy.
Nah, man, just stay cool. It's getting hot out there.
Oh,
take off all your clothes.
I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my clothes on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. R.I.P. Jay and Oz.
Gone too soon.
Listen, don't be putting that out there into the world, friends. Don't do it.
I actually have their ashes right here.
Oh, Moses, you son of a bitch.
Actually,
for the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, if you want to tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see, hit us up. We'll listen, whether it be through one of the chats, whether it be our Discord, you can find us. We're not hard to find. We're on all the socials, Fantastic Forum. So hit us up. We're the Fantastic Forum. Until next week, good night.